we need to ensure that we find that time if we want to get into entrepreneurship. Next. So identify your passion. Next. Study and work towards getting into that area. Let us say your passion is travel, okay, or your passion is into automobiles, okay. Based on your passion, try to identify what are the how you can get into these areas. Today you may be doing X, either you are studying or you are doing something else. How can you get into this area? I mean, if you are a student, you can offer yourself uh, as a intern in companies which are dealing which are in your area, whether it is travel, whether it is automobiles or something else. Start working in that particular company because you need to get experience as well. Okay, so start getting into that particular company. Offer yourself as internship, and if you are passionate about it, you will find that companies are very very willing to have people who are passionate in that area. So you would be, and when you are talking about internship, you are not asking for much money, okay, because this is a training ground for you, this is a studying ground for you, and therefore study and work towards getting into that area. Next. Identify a specific segment and carry out projects and assignments. Now, this is for students. So, if you cannot get, if you are still studying, you identify projects or assignments, because as a part of your curriculum, you are doing projects, you have to do some assignments. Identify in those areas. Just don't do because somebody else is doing a project or an assignment in this particular area. Just don't go with it. Okay, if you can do the project or assignment in the area that you are passionate about, okay, you will start learning a little bit more in that particular area. That is as far as student is concerned. For non-students, offer yourself for a job in a company which is dealing with it. Next. Okay, the reason why I say that experience is important is two things. Okay. One is when you start working in that area, you start building a network of professionals in that particular area or a zone. Okay, whether it is automobiles, travel, whichever. And this network is important when you start your entrepreneurship journey. Okay, so it's important that we build a network. It's important that we get into details of what are the various pluses, minuses, those finer things in that area of your choice. Okay, so that is important because otherwise you will talk about something that you want to do, but it is only by feel or only by someone else having told you. But when you are actually working, you will experience it and you are in a position to take a very, very conscious decision with open eyes. Next. So after that, decide upon a specific product or service. Okay, so you having worked for some time in that area, having built a network, having understood something more about that area, now identify a specific product or service. Okay, for example, if we are talking about automobiles, what is that you are interested in? Uh, some may be interested in let us say the mechanics of it, and therefore you may be looking at having maybe a major workshop for repairs of automobiles. Some people may be excited by the different models, they would like to possibly get into the sales of automobiles. In travel also there could be many things. Okay, so identify which is that area that you want to get into, the product or the service that you would love to offer. Okay, and today with technology, not that you have to do huge investments. Okay, if investment is a constraint, identify what is that you can do in that area with minimum investment but more of technology. Okay, today all of you know various success stories, whether it is Ola or anybody else that you are talking about. They have not actually invested initially when they started. Okay, they have only invested a little in the technology so that they bring things together, There are people with vehicles, there are people on the other fronts, but they have brought them together. So many things can happen. So decide upon a specific product or service. Next, market survey. This is many times we miss out on. We go by the feel. Okay. uh, this product, there is a good scope for it. Okay. uh, this one is, it doesn't have that sort of a scope. But let me tell you, the scope goes on changing. Okay, don't go by I mean, things are happening so fast, disruptions are happening, the things are changing. And therefore, don't go by what is the scope today. You identify a niche area in which you can get into. And therefore, the market survey is very, very important. Okay, don't go by feel. Do a, and today it is again much easier to do a market survey. Okay, you have the Google, you have the internet, and now additionally the Chat GPT. I hope many of you are aware about the artificial intelligence, the Chat GPT. Okay, today we are in a position to ask questions and get answers. Okay, yes, at least we would get some answers which we can then, but we need to recheck. Okay, from our own experience, talking to people whom we have already networked with, people in that particular area, we need to talk to them and identify, I mean, work out a market survey. That's very important, because if there is no market, there is no use starting something.